The central hangar of the galactic trade hub Sigma-9 buzzed with activity. Representatives from countless alien species within the Galactic Union had gathered for a highly anticipated auction. The event was a showcase of ancient artifacts, outdated relics of lost civilizations, mostly valued for their nostalgia rather than functionality. Among the items on display was an unusual centerpiece, a battered, rusted human warship. Its hull was scarred from battles long forgotten, and its systems were listed as non-operational. The ship's name, Resolute, was barely legible on its scorched plating. Humans had been a prominent part of the Galactic Union nearly 1,000 years ago before their sudden and catastrophic extinction during the Orion Wars. Their technology, once considered groundbreaking, was now deemed primitive by modern galactic standards. The auctioneer, a smug Zarnothian with a flair for dramatics, gestured toward the ship with mock reverence. And now, behold, a genuine relic of the extinct human federation, useless as a starship, but a fine piece for any collector who values history. The crowd erupted in laughter. "Look at it," sneered a towering draconian warrior, his claws tapping impatiently on the floor. A flying coffin. The humans really were as primitive as the stories say. Primitive? That thing couldn't even outfly a cargo shuttle. Added a cerulean merchant, his shimmering blue skin glowing with amusement. The auctioneer chuckled along. "Well then, shall we start the bidding at? I'll take it." A calm voice cut through the crowd. Heads turned as a masked figure stepped forward. Clad in a simple black cloak, the stranger held up a crystalline credit chip. The auctioneer hesitated, surprised by the sudden interest. "You want this?" "Yes," the figure replied firmly. "Starting bid is 100 credits," the auctioneer said with a smirk. "But I must warn you, it's little more than scrap metal." "I'll take the risk," the stranger said, placing the credit chip on the auction table. The Resolute was soon hauled out of the hangar and transported to a secluded repair yard of Sigma-9's outskirts. The masked figure removed their hood, revealing the weathered face of Captain Ethan Graves, a human. Ethan was no ordinary man. He had been in cryogenic stasis for over 1,000 years, a relic himself from the days when Earth still stood tall. He was one of the last survivors of the Human Federation, awakened into a galaxy that had long since forgotten his people. As he entered the Resolute's derelict command deck, Ethan placed his hand on a console. "Let's see if you're still in there," he murmured. A faint hum echoed through the ship as dormant systems flickered to life. The AI core, labeled Solace, initiated a reboot. System diagnostics initiating. A cold metallic voice filled the room. "Captain Graves, it has been 1,047 years. Welcome back." Ethan smiled faintly. "Good to hear your voice, Solace. Can you get the ship operational?" Analyzing, Solace paused, her tone laced with uncertainty. "Core systems are severely degraded, but Aurora-class battleships were designed with adaptive self-repair capabilities. It will take time, but it is possible." Ethan nodded. "Do it. We're going to remind this galaxy what humans are capable of." Meanwhile, the Galactic Union had taken notice of the Resolute's sudden activation. The Union dispatched its most advanced warship, the Dominion Prime, to investigate. Admiral Xaros, a cerulean known for his arrogance, stood on the Dominion Prime's bridge, observing the reports. "An ancient human warship has powered up. How quaint. Let's show them what real technology looks like." Back at the repair yard, the Resolute's transformation was underway. The ship's self-repair mechanisms, powered by nanotechnology and centuries-old human ingenuity, worked tirelessly to restore its systems. Ancient weaponry was upgraded with adaptive targeting algorithms, while its shields were reinforced to withstand modern energy weapons. As the ship roared to life, Ethan strapped into the captain's chair. "Solace, give me a status update." "All systems operational," Solace replied. "Weapons primed, shields at full capacity. We are combat ready." "Good," Ethan said, a determined glint in his eye. "Let's show them what a relic can do." The Dominion Prime intercepted the Resolute in high orbit above Sigma-9. Admiral Xaros opened a communication channel, his tone dripping with condescension. "Attention, unidentified vessel. You are in violation of Galactic Union law. Surrender immediately or be destroyed. Ethan's voice crackled through the comms. Surrender? To you? That's adorable. Admiral Xeros's expression darkened. You dare mock us. Very well, engage the target. The Dominion Prime's advanced weaponry lit up, firing a barrage of plasma torpedoes at the Resolute. But to the crew's shock, the ancient human warship moved with unparalleled precision, evading the attacks with maneuvers that shouldn't have been possible for such an outdated vessel. Impossible, Xeros shouted. How is that thing still flying? The Resolute counterattacked. Its photon turrets unleashed a devastating salvo, punching through the Dominion Prime's shields with pinpoint accuracy. The human ship's adaptive AI analyzed the enemy's tactics in real time, exploiting weaknesses in their formation. Within minutes, the Dominion Prime's engines were crippled, and its weapon systems were offline. Sparks flew across its bridge as Xeros stared in disbelief. This can't be happening. It's just a relic. Ethan opened a transmission to the Dominion Prime. His voice was calm, but laced with menace. You thought we were extinct. You thought our technology was obsolete. Let this be a reminder. Humans may fall, but we always rise again. With a final EMP blast, the Resolute disabled the Dominion Prime's communication systems, leaving the once mighty warship dead in the water. Back at the Galactic Trade Hub, news of the battle spread like wildfire. The same aliens who had laughed at the Resolute now whispered in hushed tones, their faces pale with fear. If one human warship can do this, a council member muttered, what would happen if their entire fleet still existed? Ethan steered the Resolute away from the battlefield, his gaze fixed on the stars ahead. Humanity's time in the galaxy was far from over. As the ship's engines roared, a single message broadcast across all frequencies. Never underestimate a relic.